All right, everybody. Welcome back for another one. And I wanted to start this video off taking a look at the altcoin dominance, right? So as I had mentioned, we're battling up. We need to get up over this 44% area as our first little target. Well, as you can see, today we got one big green candle blasted right up to that area. No surprise it didn't shoot through on its first try, right? But as you can see here as well, we're going to have some fight here around the 50% mark. But right now, this area right here is critical, 44%. Get up over that, find support. Obviously, the next area to take out is going to be 50. And then after that, altcoins. I think that's when we'll be in this full altcoin season. I would not be surprised to see this carry on for the whole second quarter, in my personal opinion, right? April, May, June. Expect those to be bullish months for altcoins. We will see, obviously, but that's what I'm thinking. And the charge will have to be led with Ethereum first and foremost, because obviously anything it does, it already has a significant cap, so it eats into that altcoin or Bitcoin dominance, and ultimately I think is still going to lead the charge. All right, but XRP is going to be critical as well, and the chart is looking good for XRP. So, but anyway, I've also pitched people all scenarios with Bitcoin, right? I've been saying I thought that we could have a pullback with Bitcoin and some consolidation. Well, it's been moving up pretty good here. I just want to see it get up over this all-time high, up over like 61,000, 62,000. If it does that, I think we are going to continue the run, right? That's about all I got as far as the charts right now. I mean, you have your here and there crypto that have exploded, but you know, we're not really into that crazy alt season type crypto market yet, but we will get there. Like I said, I just think it's most important to keep watching this dominance, because there will come a time when Ethereum is the new hype coin once again, and XRP and so on. And then that brings more eyes on the market. And then that opens up the door that, oh, there is more than one crypto after all. And then the mainstream is going to talk about how there's other options. And then all of that money trickles down into people chasing gains, looking for the smaller stuff. All right. I don't see why that wouldn't happen. It happens in every market. All right. And it has definitely always happened in crypto. But as you will see today, as I get into the news, the theme of the day is bullish AF, right, for everything in crypto. So moving on to the bullish news, right? That's all we saw today. So one BTC will be worth a Lambo by 2022 and a Bugatti by 2023, according to the Kraken CEO. All right. So responding to a question asking Powell for end-of-year price prediction, Kraken CEO said, I think that I said Bitcoin is going to infinity, and that's kind of hard to comprehend because I'm measuring it in terms of dollars. Offering alternative measures for value in Bitcoin, Powell speculated the value of Bitcoin may increase from its current price, or 1 BTC per Tesla Model 3, to 1 Bitcoin per Lambo by the end of the year, and 1 Bugatti by 2023. But his main point, right, to the crypto community, I think those kinds of assets are easier to measure Bitcoin against because you never know where the dollar is going to be. There could be 10 times as many US dollars out there a year from now, so it's really hard to measure Bitcoin against the dollar, right? And I wanted to point this out because it's a similar argument that I've always made, right? I understand people measuring in terms of dollars right now, but if you actually think about it, all assets in history have appreciated to infinity, basically, if they still exist compared to the dollar, unless they've suppressed it or something, right? But when you're measuring something in terms of a supposed asset that you just continue to print unlimited amounts of, the real value there in that currency is zero. All right, so it makes more sense to measure it against assets. To me, I'm just looking at a house or something like that, maybe not a Lambo or a Bugatti. But anyway, so Bitcoin's going to continue to rise according to Kraken CEO, of course. Next up, So this is important as well, right? So finally, R3 Corda now has a bridge to public blockchains with the arrival of Ethereum-based XDC. All right. Enterprise software company R3's Corda network, backed by many of the world's largest banks, is following the general trend toward public-facing blockchains. Announced Tuesday, a group of former RBS bankers known as Lab 577 is bridging the way for Exchange Infinite XFIN, a blockchain focused on the trade finance space. Its native token, the Ethereum compatible XDC, will be used as a settlement coin inside of Corda. All right. Not going to dive this any further. You guys get it if you don't already. So R3 is massive with the banking industry. There's a crypto now that's going to bridge. They're basically using private blockchain networks, right? R3 is, well, this XDC network is going to bridge private to public. All right, that's the whole point of it. And if you guys don't know what it is, I've talked about it a lot on my channel as one of my buy and holds, right? So it's one of the crypto I have set aside that I'm not touching, right? Coming over to the price, it has ran up a lot in recent times, but like I always tell people, depending on how important or used it's going to be in the world, it's more important to consider the market cap and not the current price or how high it's ran up for that matter, right? So as you can see, there's only 37 billion circulating, or total supply with 12 billion circulating. Who knows how high this price can go, but with them partnered with R3 and Corda, this one definitely has potential. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention. They finally announced something about working with XDC, R3 and Corda. So moving on, crypto is going to be the most significant macro event of my career, says longtime investment analyst Jim Bianco. All right, so this one's a rather long article, but I want to read it all to you because I basically agree with everything he said. So, decentralized finance will remake the financial system, he says, and its success isn't dependent on the price of Bitcoin rising or falling. So, Jim Bianco, president of Chicago-based Bianco Research, has been one of the leading independent voices on macro investing strategy over the past 3 decades. He appears frequently on television, writes a column for Bloomberg Opinion, and is active on Twitter, where he has over 113,000 followers. Bianco argues we're at inflection points in inflation, stock and bond markets, and cryptocurrencies, which is exactly right. All right, so we are at a turning point for sure. All right, scrolling down to the part where he actually talks about crypto. So this was a back and forth between Gold and Bianco. So Gold said, so now we have cryptocurrencies, and you have written that crypto is going to be the biggest game changer since the Bank of England invented the paper currency in 1693. And he responds, they developed a modern version of paper currencies. I think that crypto is going to be the most significant macro event of my career of the last 30 years. And it probably goes back even further. A lot of people think cryptos are a naked speculation on Bitcoin, whether it goes up or down. But if you dig into the crypto universe and you understand the phrase decentralized finance, or DeFi, you will find that they are recreating the entire financial system in a decentralized way, complete with borrowing, lending, derivatives trading, insurance, lotteries, automatic market making as well. And then he references when Mark Cuban in the mid-1990s started looking at streaming video, you had to download and configure the browser, download and configure an application, download special files and run them on the app. And they were grainy, and you could only do it about 5 minutes at a time, right? And then he concluded, this is going to change everything. You could have said at the time, are you kidding me? This is hard, it's not efficient. But he said, they're going to solve all these problems, and we're going to get something that's going to be useful. And that's what he turned into Broadcast.com, which he sold to Yahoo and became a billionaire, right? So that's Mark Cuban's short story, But if you think about crypto, as he says, I see crypto the same way. It is difficult to use, it's fraught with fraud and potential for being hacked, it's not ready for prime time. But beyond that is a complete remaking of the financial system from the ground up in a decentralized digital way. I would be worried if I was at a traditional commercial bank. Side note there, I just had Bank of America hit me up for a job to be like basically in the wealth management banking, and I don't think I'm going to do the interview because I agree with this, right? I would be worried if I was at a traditional commercial bank, right? I think crypto is changing the game, as this guy says. Anyways, he said you would be somewhere between where a traditional newspaper is, traditional nightly news, and a yellow taxi. They still exist, but they're a shell of what they used to be because we've all gone to a new digital world. The biggest problem that I see with the crypto space is the American regulations of anti-money laundering and know your customer. Because of those rules, you can run afoul of American regulations. Now, the way you get around that is you can transfer your money to an unregulated wallet and you can connect these decentralized exchanges, but that's really hard and there's risk that you do it wrong and you lose your money. I've already lost some money because I've done it wrong. Right? But you're left with a oh shit moment, right? This is going to change everything once they get it solved. But here's the risk. There are lots of different systems out there, and there are a lot more coming. Most of them will go to zero, and the few that make it are going to redefine everything. And this guy basically described crypto in a nutshell, to be quite honest. All right, we're going through the dot-com boom right now times 1,000, right? The invention of a new asset class that just so happens to be reinventing finance. All right, this is why I tell people stay patient. All right, if you don't stay patient, you're not getting the big picture. All right, imagine being able to invest in the stock market before it came out, right? When it's down at a zero market cap. And then now it's at like 100 trillion in valuation. Okay, so I think that crypto has potential to be as big as the or bigger than derivatives market because crypto consumes everything, right? It can help with stocks, bonds, right? Which it's already doing with DeFi, basically a new form of debt or fixed income, right? It's commodities, derivatives themselves because they're just contracts. Smart contracts can replace that. All right, real estate, you get it. It's working its way into every single asset class. So to me, there's no reason it can't be as big as the derivatives market, which is over $500 trillion in valuation. All right, just my view. Moving on. Goldman to offer Bitcoin and other crypto to wealthy investors. All right, here we are, more bullish news. So Goldman Sachs was set to offer its wealthy clients exposure to Bitcoin and other crypto later this year, MarketWatch has confirmed. Goldman will aim to offer Bitcoin and its like, right? So other crypto. Wouldn't be surprised if it's the same as what PayPal has, at least to start, right? It says it's going to happen in the second quarter, just as I mentioned. Second quarter, watch it be a very bullish quarter for altcoins. All right, according to an internal memo reviewed by MarketWatch. The move, which was first reported by CNBC on Wednesday. All right, so this was all announced by Mary Rich, who's named the global head of the digital assets group for the bank's private wealth management division. Okay, so the next one. So this one's kind of an interesting take, right? So it's an article written by Yahoo Finance, Crypto Hype Cycles, and You. So a couple points to highlight. Crypto's greatest strength is in its intellectual capital. Hedge fund giant and recent coiner Paul Tudor Jones praised the enormous contingent of really, really smart and sophisticated people who believe in Bitcoin. While Nick Carter has noted that even if a disastrous event befalls BTC, like a glitch in the code, a wave of state bans, precipitous drop to zero, there will likely be enough developers and writers willing to stick around and rebuild. All right, I'm not sure about that aspect, but the statement itself does make sense. All right, so if you think about it, blockchains don't go away, right? They just would start or stop, right? If people get back to working on the code and mining the crypto, running validator nodes, proof of stake nodes, whatever it is that they're doing, it's not like your traditional brick and mortar, right? Brick and mortars have overhead. They take, they need employees, they need all the other supplies for the office or the store, they need goods that they're selling. Well, with blockchain, it's either running or it's not, and they're very inexpensive to run besides maybe Bitcoin mining. So I do kind of agree that it can stop, it can have a tragic event, but it can also start back up. Right? Moving on. Bitcoin has similar network effects as other communications and digital systems. While there is clearly cyclical boom and bust where capital and people rush in, only to leave once the tide turns, Bitcoin's price level has steadily progressed over the years. Right? Crypto has exited every cycle stronger than it entered. This is true across all key metrics: entrepreneurial and developer activity, academic research, infrastructural maturity, corporate adoption, public awareness, and simplistic price, among others, right? So that is true as well. I just wanted to point this out because I've seen a lot of people calling for Bitcoin top coming in soon, right? 84,000. All right, that would be towards the top of the logarithmic curve. All kinds of technical indicators would tell us Bitcoin is nearing a top, right? But that would be the first time in Bitcoin's history after a halving event that it has basically peaked out early and just crashed and went through another bear cycle. I just don't see that. With all this institutional adoption and everything that's going on right now, why would Bitcoin peak out early and be a dud in the 1 year, the one cycle that it's actually taking off into a mass adoption type phase? So I don't see that, right? So giving you another perspective, you can see, as I mentioned, that we are fast approaching what people would call the logarithmic progression curve trend line, right? So historically, it has respected that area, but what happens when we come into a mass adoption where all the world's money is flowing into the crypto asset class? Do we just break through this trend line and continue up, right? So some would argue that this would follow more of an S curve, right? So it's curving this way, and then it breaks free and heads up. We will see, but if that's the case, expect some very bullish times ahead. Right? We will see what happens. It's important to pay attention to all scenarios. I would love for that to happen because I know all it's going to do is just bring everything up with it, and it would be one very exciting time for crypto investors. That's for sure. But we will see. All right. Next up. So this is very short and sweet, but Robinhood plans to launch a crypto wallet as fast as possible. So for those of you using Robinhood to trade stocks or whatever it is you do there, soon you'll be able to use your Robinhood wallet to deposit and withdraw crypto. Right? Pointing to a huge number of first-time crypto traders this year, Robinhood says it's prioritizing the growth of its crypto offering, and not only is it hiring and investing heavily in its cryptocurrency offering, it also plans to launch a wallet with deposit and withdrawal functionality. So as of right now, you can just buy IOUs basically with crypto, but they are going to add the deposit and withdrawals, which everyone would like to do, take their crypto off the exchange so they actually own it, right? So that's good for Robinhood and it's good for crypto. So now you got eToro, Coinbase, Robinhood, all these fairly big brokerage platforms that are going to be all IPOing and going public as well. That's going to bring more eyes on the crypto market. Who knows? We could end up seeing some crazy decade-long massive bubble in this market. I wouldn't be surprised if that scenario either. All right, few more. Over 50% of Binance's Russian customers believe crypto can replace bank deposits. Found this kind of interesting. So Binance users in Russia believe crypto can one day elbow out banks. According to the report, Out of 23,133 Binance users who took part in the poll, only 70, how do you say only? Only 79.9% actually own crypto at this point. Only out of the 23,000 surveyed, only 80% of them actually own crypto, guys. All right, so bad wording there. But anyway, a slim majority of users, 58.2%, believe that at some point in the future, crypto can replace bank deposits as a way to save money. And 77.5% believe cryptocurrencies are good for the economy. About 40% are not using other tools such as stocks, mutual funds, or investment in real estate. So basically, a good chunk of these crypto investors over here, they don't even touch stocks, mutual funds, or real estate. Anyways, I just thought that was interesting. A significant number of those who took the survey, 71.5%, said it's important for them to have opportunities to pay for goods and services with crypto. However, only 25.7% have actually done this. Only 3.5% of the respondents are hardcore Bitcoiners, keeping their crypto portfolios all in Bitcoin, while 37.7% hold altcoins and 34.5% hold a minor 1 to 20% portion of their crypto bags in BTC. All right, so a lot of altcoiners in there. And Russia, so Russia likes altcoins, and just so happens, which I didn't know this either until reading this article, that Ukraine, Venezuela, and Russia are the top 3 countries for cryptocurrency adoption. I knew Venezuela was heavy into it, but I did not know Ukraine and Russia were as well. So Russia loves crypto, Ukraine loves crypto, and they're predominantly more bullish on being diversified into altcoins. Where does this end up? That should do it for today. Shout out to everyone who's already signed up for my Patreon group. If you haven't already, the link is in the description. With that, you will get access to our Discord channel as well as my portfolio and day-to-day trade updates, where I briefly go in there and explain to people what I'm thinking about doing and why, just to help them pick my brain, all right? And also, if you're leaving comments in the YouTube, chances are I'm not going to get to them on time. You know, I'm always in my Discord if I'm not making a video. So if you would like to communicate with me on a more personal basis, that's how you do it, all right? As always, please like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.
Paper money is going away.
Yes.
And crypto is a far better way to transfer value than pieces of paper. That's for sure.
Without a doubt.
That has its pros and cons.
Just to clarify, Tesla's not going to start selling Bitcoin anytime soon. Okay, you heard it here first, even though everyone thought that.
Yeah, right.